I need the scoop.
A Valentine's Day spent alone while her boyfriend drinks with his ex becomes the catalyst for a woman's profound journey of self-discovery. We're diving into a Reddit confession that sparked thousands of comments about communication, self-worth, and the courage to demand what you deserve. Get ready for an emotional story about learning to recognize your own value and finding your voice in relationships.
I have no problem with my boyfriend going out for drinks with his ex. They broke up many years ago. She lives away and is visiting for a week or so. They didn't have a bad breakup. It was bad timing and they've stayed in contact since. She seems like a nice person. I also don't do Valentine's Day. I don't like getting presents or spending time with someone because they feel obligated to. I want that stuff to be natural and because it's wanted, not because it's forced. I don't expect today to be any different than any other day. But the two lining up does suck. It sucks that I'm here alone, watching everyone do posts about Valentine's Day and watching what everyone is doing, and he's out with his ex. It's not that I automatically think he's cheating, or that it's romantic, or that it's wrong. He messaged me saying it's weird and so nice to see her. It just sucks. And I hate that I feel like crying. I hate Valentine's Day. I've never ever had a good one. It always feels like I don't want to celebrate it. I don't want to be a jealous girlfriend. I don't want to feel so lonely. I just don't want this. But ultimately, I'm not going to say anything. And I know that's my fault and my failings. So instead, I'm just going to be at home, alone, and cry. Now, to give you some context about how this all unfolded, he told me a few days ago she was coming to visit for something in town. He said he wanted to go for coffee with her to catch up some time. He was working till 7 p.m. this evening, and we didn't make any plans. He's been saying he wants to take me to dinner at some point, but has yet to arrange that. He just sort of messaged me saying, finished work, going out to drink with X, then going home. He's still out with her. Didn't really give me a chance to say anything. Going out for coffee sometime and going out for drinks on Valentine's Day are very different things. I just feel like a complete idiot. I should also mention that we are polyamorous, but we have a no exes or friends rule, and we have to tell each other before something gets physical. I don't know if this is a romantic date or not. If it is, that would still be classified as cheating in our relationship. He didn't ask if I wanted to do anything for Valentine's. I don't like presents for birthdays or Christmas or anything. But he also didn't ask. I know I need to arrange stuff too, but I've got things going on in my life, meaning I'm kind of housebound without someone with me, and I can't drive. No taxis where I live. He said he wanted to go out for coffee with her sometime to catch up, not drinks on Valentine's night. I don't know. I know there's been some miscommunication, but this feels like overkill. But it also feels like my fault.
The Reddit community was divided between those calling out the boyfriend's insensitivity and others challenging the original poster to communicate her needs more clearly. The painful realization that she had been silencing her own feelings for months began to sink in as she reflected on the evening alone. The very next morning, a moment of clarity would force her to confront the deeper issues plaguing their relationship.
So I wanted to update everyone to kind of explain my headspace. I feel worthless. So I didn't recognize how letting lots of little things go was actually about things I cared about. Until last night, I felt hurt, but felt I shouldn't be allowed to feel that way. He's not a bad guy. He's just oblivious to how he makes me feel sometimes. And that's not his fault. I can't communicate my feelings because I feel I have no right to them. I have a lot of issues and I'm really messed up. I'm still figuring that out. I want to be in therapy, but that's not available where I am. I'm disabled with no ability to work or go private. It came to a head last night because I realized I was hurt and angry, but immediately shut those feelings down. And I guess I finally realized I shouldn't do that. I've told him we need a break, that I don't know how to proceed, that yes, he often makes me feel worthless because he says nice things and says things he wants to do, but actually does the opposite. My boyfriend loves in words, not actions. I feel love in actions, not words. And yes, I am polyamorous. I've been in happy polyamorous relationships before because I struggle with monogamous relationships. I hate feeling trapped and dependent. But that was when I had other things in my life that made me feel worthwhile too, when I could work and have goals. And just because we're polyamorous doesn't mean we don't have rules. Friends, family, and exes are still cheating. It isn't all or nothing. This wasn't about cheating though. It was about how worthless I feel and realizing I shouldn't have to feel that way. That just because I don't want big gestures doesn't mean I don't need small consistencies. I'm autistic and very traumatized by my past. Communication skills are not something I was taught. I was taught to be quiet and not make other people upset or angry at you because that's not nice. That I don't love how normal people love, so I should just accept what is given. But you can't really be in a relationship when you shut down all expectations and don't communicate what you actually need. I know he wants to work on things, but that involves me learning basic human relationship skills. I know the logical answers to problems. I don't know how to feel them and express them. I feel I've been pushed so far back in the priority of his life, and I've let him because I don't feel I deserve anything more, and I don't know how to come back from it. Someone commented that if my communication and relationship skills are terrible, then maybe I shouldn't be in a relationship. Since I'm so traumatized and recognizing it, they didn't know how I figured any relationship would work. I responded that I know that. I thought I was doing better. I didn't want a relationship. I told him that, but I pushed that aside to take a chance because he said he fell in love with me. And he's been patient with me, and I guess I just thought it's better to take what is given than expect more. But it's not. I don't communicate. I need actions, not words. He gives words but no action. It's hard admitting you're not aromantic, but also not being capable of a proper relationship.
I was struck by how many readers connected with her struggle to recognize and express her own emotional needs. After taking a break to process everything, both partners began the difficult work of examining their relationship patterns and communication styles. 5 days later, a comprehensive update would reveal just how much this Valentine's Day incident had changed her perspective on love, self-worth, and what she truly deserved.
This is an update. I already did a mini one of these immediately the morning after, but damn, has it been a rough couple of days. So yeah, this post was a problem. I have been annoyed at him and myself. He messed up and so did I. It was never about whether I thought he was cheating. I know he didn't cheat, and I don't think he will. Yes, we're polyamorous, but we still have the ability to cheat on each other by breaking rules we have in place, like no exes. This was more about realizing I felt very unloved and worthless. Not because of this one act, but because of months of his lack of actions and a year of degrading health that has taken away everything that gave me meaning and made me feel worthwhile. When I got the message that he wanted to take me to dinner but hadn't planned it, a dinner he had wanted to take me on for over a month but never found the time to, but found the time to suddenly go out for drinks with someone else. It hurt, and I didn't understand why. It wasn't because it was Valentine's Day. It was because I'd seen everyone talk about how they felt loved, and I realized I didn't. Because at the same time I was planning a mini trip for his birthday next month, and realized he wouldn't do the same for me if he couldn't even arrange a dinner or an evening together that wasn't just on the sofa. That just because this activity didn't have an immediate deadline didn't mean it wasn't important. And I realized through this post my immediate reaction to that was to push it down and not say anything, which makes me stupid and pathetic. So yes, I have told my boyfriend how I feel. It's not about big gestures. It's not about who he chooses to spend his time with. It's about the fact he couldn't find the time to spend with me. That if he wanted to be with me, he would have been before this point. Saying you want to be with someone, do things with someone, but constantly fail to do them is a problem. I've also got a lot of work to do with my own self-worth and communication ability. I lack a lot of the basic skills of recognizing my emotions and being able to communicate them. There's many reasons for this, not excuses, but what has created this situation. I need to get better at that for myself, but also for anyone I am attempting to have a relationship with. My boyfriend and I have taken a couple days apart to think about where we want to go from here. Ultimately, Talking about the state of the relationship is only part of the solution. What's more important is the actions we take going forward. I need to be more vocal in recognizing my wants and feelings. He needs to show me that he loves me and wants to be with me, not just tell me. I know people are going to be angry. I'm not just immediately breaking up with him. But this was never about cheating. Relationships breaking down aren't always about that. A lot of the time, it's more nuanced than that. And worrying someone else is cheating is often more about the lack of self-worth than what is actually happening. I also don't believe you can't be friends with exes. I also strongly don't believe men and women can't be friends. This is a very cisgender, heterosexual view on relationships and people. If you can't be friends with people you are potentially attracted to, how the hell do you think bisexual and gay people exist? I'm bisexual, and in the circles I have known, this is never an issue. If you can't see people you've had sex with, or the people you have the potential to want to have sex with, as only objects of sex, that's a problem with how you view fellow humans. I'm not in competition with everyone he's been with and can potentially be with, as he isn't to me. A relationship between two people is about those two people. For those who are saying I need therapy, 100% agree and am trying, but where I live and lack of ability to work is making that very difficult. The National Health Service is only bothered if you are suicidal or if you can be in the workforce, and where I live on a remote island where there are no private options. So I'm learning these things myself with very little guidance. Realizing the difficulty of this and the toll it's taking on me is a factor completely of its own too. I don't know if we'll stay together. It depends on the coming weeks and probably months on whether we can get this stuff sorted and make progress to communicate better and give each other what we both are needing. Won't be updating on here anyway regardless. Thanks for the people trying to actually help and listen, not just jumping to insult me or make me feel worse. Thanks to the people reaching out through messages too. This situation has taken a physical toll on me too, where I've spent the last 2 days in bed with a migraine not eating, so just haven't had the energy to make conversation. I'll do better for myself and expect more from my partner. I'd rather be alone and happy than in a relationship and constantly disappointed. So our relationship is on trial to see if it'll work. Small consistencies will determine that, not big gestures. Ultimately, I think it can be summed up with, just because I don't require much doesn't mean I don't deserve the bare minimum, both for how I treat myself and how others who care for me treat me.
Sometimes the most painful moments teach us the most valuable lessons about our own worth. This ongoing journey of self-discovery continues as the original poster works on building healthier communication patterns. So subscribe to catch any updates on how this relationship evolves. Share your thoughts on finding your voice in relationships in the comments below, and explore our other videos for more stories about personal growth and setting boundaries.